doesn't seem that it's much further advanced than when Joe Biden spoke on Friday. He made the offer to Hamas Thursday night, and we haven't heard a confirmation from either side. We've seen a lot of stepping around each other of the parties in Israel's coalition. Let's start with Israel. And what we have seen is that the right-wing parties, the ultra-right nationalist, messianic parties, if you like, in this government say no, they do not want a hostage deal, they want a total victory. But today we have heard from the second of two ultra-Orthodox parties, so that's two parties within Netanyahu's government who say they will vote in favour of a hostage deal. But what's being said around the Prime Minister is this. You know, he could arrange a hostage deal, could arrange a ceasefire, could have it passed by the government and then lose his majority because the two right-wing parties will leave him. And it's interesting, this fight between the interests of the state of Israel and the interests of a political future for Benjamin Netanyahu, because an unexpected person weighed in on that today, and that's US President Joe Biden, who in an interview with Time magazine actually said that it's quite plausible that people would believe that Benjamin Netanyahu was extending this war for his own political reasons. But of course, it isn't just Israel. It is also Hamas, and we haven't heard a direct response. When I say we, there hasn't been a direct response to this offer from the US president, or the announcement of the offer from the US president. It's Israel's offer, actually. And yesterday they said they would go to Cairo to discuss it. But today we heard on Hamas television from one of their spokespeople saying, don't pressure us. The obstacle is Israel. It's not about us. So both sides still trying to seek a position. But intuitively, I would say to you that this much discussion about a deal, at the very least, is a good sign.
And Irris, at the same time, take us to what's happening at the moment in the north of Israel. I understand there have been some, large fires, wildfires, this following Hezbollah rocket fire. What can you tell us about that?
That's right. You know, the past 2 days in Israel, it's been extremely hot, 38 degrees Celsius. And we've seen fires as a result of rocket fire into Israel. And the firefighters who went to try and stop those fires found themselves under rocket fire as well. So it's extremely dangerous to try and deal with the fires. But it seems to Israelis that this is actually a metaphor for what's going on here. Wildfires not tended to. What we've seen is what began as a slow dance, if you like, between Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Israeli military has been increasing and escalating over time. So just to take the last 2 months, there were something like 700 rockets. 3 months ago, 200 rockets, 750 rockets. 2 months ago and last month, there were 1,000 rockets coming in to Israel from Lebanon. Israel has been carrying out more and more airstrikes against Hezbollah targets. You can see this escalation. And don't forget, Nadia, that on both sides of this border, tens of thousands of people in Lebanon and in northern Israel are no longer living in their homes. They're displaced within their own countries. So will this lead to an all-out war of some kind, larger than what we're seeing now? I have heard Israeli military officials saying that their big fear is that there won't be a deal in Gaza and Israel will have to leave without a deal to carry out or to complete some kind of military operation in the north of the country.